Так, где куда идти?
Прямо туда.
Вон они, по травочке, по травочке.
Мы сейчас можем посидеть.
О,
Да, ветрено.
Хорошо.
Я хотела брать. Брать чи не брать палку? Брать чи не брать?
Брать.
А воно буває далеко.
Вот сейчас стол можно посидеть немного.
Что-то на мне погода меняется, у меня голова начала кружиться. О, кормушки, где бачишь, где пас?
Вот
Да.
это, Паш, да?
А? Ага.
Вот это?
Надя, бачишь, кормушки, сколько у меня? У меня одна.
Да, кормушки какие, да? Скворечники и кормушки, да?
Ты подоставной.
Ага.
Вот лодка такая может быть.
Вот что, пароход гудит, да? Лайнер приближается. Мы отдыхали в Евпатории. А там, значит, когда приходит из круиза большой, огромный, четырехпалубный Киргизия, теплоход, это такой огромный, что он приходит в Евпаторию, людей выгружает, они пошли по всяким там экскурсиям, все, а людей набирает таких, кто хочет, выходит в открытое море, понемножку так туда-сюда походит и назад заходит, за деньги. Ага. Хороший такой, мы по всем палубам ходили, с этого с палуб смотрели в море, какие там медузы такие, не отходят. Да? И вся муляка вот из-под дна. И вот этот запах сероводорода, это ужас.
Прогнившего. Ну что, расскажите, куда вы пришли?
Так, сегодня мы поплывем на понтонах обследовать лагуны.
Нет, Паша,
Красоту вот
ты
эту.
называй правильно, пойдем. Ходят же в море и в озеро.
Ходят, ну, по морю, я не знаю, как по озеру. Ну, пойдем, да, пойдем на понтонах.
Пойдем, да.
Пойдем на понтонах.
Вспомним Тома Сойера, понимаешь, как он бедный на плотику катался.
Если не перевернется, то и понтон. Доплывем туда-обратно. Вот. Так что сплаваем. Погода хорошая сегодня. Трошки ветрено, а так хорошо. Сплаваем туда, сплаваем потом туда. Глянем. Вот. Сейчас уже тихо, спокойно, уже нету этих лодок, каяков.
Речка эта, что вот она из-под моста бежит. Это же она вот туда куда-то идет.
Ну,
да?
это все одно озеро, ма. Это все одно
Это
озеро.
как канальчики такие, все
Конечно.
соединяется между собой.
Это все одно озеро. Еще рано, минут через 20-30 начнется погрузка. Вот. Мы в основном займем все место. Там того места человек 11 занимается. Вот этот понтончик вот стоит маленький. Вот. Так что двоих не будет.
Сейчас начнем продавать билеты.
Не факт, что там еще все придут.
Ну не знаю, я последний раз был полный, набрался. Ну, такие бабушки с дедушками все приходят, такие в возрасте, молодых нема. Тут тоже выдают бинокль, если кому. Ну, хороший бинокль есть. Вот такие дела.
Я тебе это дам.
А сама себе взяла? Хорошо.
Вот такие рыбы нарисованы.
А вы не одевайте вы их, Паша, что это такие?
Одеваю.
А чтоб не Будет неудобно, Паш.
Неудобно, тепло, тепло.
Под жопу подложите его, не одевайте его.
Пусть одевают.
А так будет лучше. Да снимешь, по эти говорю.
Как всегда говоришь. Не надо, а вдруг не пригодится. Никогда не
Я вообще
знаешь.
боюсь вот так вот в озеро или куда-то выходить. И...
Ну, под берегом будет. Паша, да ну одни мешки что не дают. Мешки. Пустые мешки что не дают нам. Мы с бутылки будем собирать, что плавать будет. Пластмасса.
Если найдешь.
Мусор. Гарбич.
Я ей рассказывал, она говорит, слушал, там, неправда.
Кто знает, що це?
Я говорю,
Так ладно, ну я-то понимаю. Кажу, що ти мелиш, тут і нема такого. А Аня то всерьез воспринимает. Слушает его.
Палочка есть, будешь падать, поднимать.
Ага.
Чисто тут, не надо включать.
Я, Ксюша, раньше хорошо плавала. Я даже ставки переплывала. Там. А вот это как началось проблемы, я только
Злил 164 Паша.
Оно сдавливает.
Я раньше и плыла, вот это все умела же дышать, а сейчас не могу. Я в воду, и мне кажется, она вот так меня душит. Все.
Сейчас Таня попробует проверим, как ты плаваешь.
Проверим.
У него поплавок есть.
Сейчас будет по
Надо
собачьему.
спросить, где мне садиться.
Anyway, of him seeing me doing my other homework in library.
And just make sure you balance each side so it's kind of...
Quiet. Doesn't matter. Ну что, все голова не кружится?
Нет.
Если глядище понравится, буду сюда видеть каждый день. Да я все вижу. А, вот эту веревочку. А,
Whoa, okay, good.
ага. Садись, заходи.
I went to so I didn't have anything to do, so I was like messing around with stuff. While we had free time in
Это
class.
вот так стоит, его не
Да.
трогать, да? А, кого пересадить?
What do you
Не
think?
надо.
It's okay? Balance okay?
I mean, it would feel weird, like going
Да не, вот
to
сюда,
return
пере-
it, like
перевес.
just outside of class, and like in class, like
It looks like most
we're
people on this side, but
typically supposed to be working stuff
Садись
when we
тут
had
сюда.
free time.
Ага, во.
Like either way, it would have felt like
Или я, или-
awkward,
Ну,
like
нормально.
just walking up and putting
Фотки.
it on the bookshelf, you know. Like I just never
Ходит бригантина от причала.
borrowed anything.
А, бинокль дают. Не хочу. Я все равно не побачу, у меня глаза плохо видят. Хоть бинокль.
Сам, you want binoculars?
I don't like using binoculars.
Да, даже переплываю.
Ну, там рыбачили, там было. Женщина подошла, там и рыбачили. И чуть дальше.
А как же эти сейчас мы им перережем дорогу, да?
So Audubon has asked us to do counts when we go out. And so we will be counting what kind of birds we see in each part of the trip. We're going to go straight forward here. This is a Graveyard Pond. We're going to go into Misery Bay. We're going to come back here and then we're going to go over here to the right, which is the lagoon. So in each area we'll count, we'll see what we can find. 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15.
There's a big geese laying.
How many have been on this ride before? Not the nighttime. 2. And of course,
Кто нас спрашивает?
Сколько раз были здесь?
А,
My parents first time. First time, yeah.
ми не знали, що тут воно є.
Так, прямо на канал, да?
every week?
Все, смотри.
So my name's Linda, our driver's Sandra. We've been doing this together for 4 years, and she's been doing it for several years before that. We always have lady drivers on Friday somehow, so we call it Ladies' Night. Ramp and platform on the left of the turtle viewing platform. Just around the bend, you're going to see a log that's anchored. The turtles come out on hot sunny days. Hopefully the sweet footy
Are fragrant and the spatter dog lilies.
pretty. Oh.
Yeah,
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
They come out here to get the sun to burn the parasites off in their shells. Sometimes there are dozens and dozens of them. But we will most likely see some big snappers in the water. So if you see one, a shadow in the water, point out. If you see anything, point it out.
you need the blue one over on the side. That big one. Look how big he is.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute, that little.
He's got his own private spot.
My mom asked, how they living in the winter time? It's a frozen girl.
We're trying to decide.
There's a soft shell. See the snout? See how the
The one alone?
yeah, that was a soft shell. So that's the first one I've seen on
So
here.
to different
So
type of
that's a little different. It has a real pointy nose.
You want that?
If you come here at different times and you see different plants, these plants weren't here earlier in the spring. What is that, pickle or smartweed?
Smartweed has a pink pickle and the purple soft flower.
Это даже тебя греет, наверное.
Ага.
Тебя греет, наверное, без рукав.
Аж горячая эта шкура. Шея.
Снимай.
А не хавить?
Тепло будет, пусть как.
Yeah, there were a bunch
Так
of
шею
yeah,
повернешь нормально. Снимай.
that's right. Yeah, I read that finally today.
Не Титаник, не
I don't know
Потоник.
how I missed it last week, or maybe it wasn't written in full, but this is for like some of our grants that we get for lagoon habitat.
Oh. Where did you read it?
In the red book.
Okay. These tall trees are cottonwoods, right?
Correct. Yeah, in the early 1900s, they planted over 500,000 cottonwood trees on the park because the park is mostly sandy soil.
Do I want?
46. I got 46 here and then the ones over there.
Я вот тут лежит.
You said 46?
Lady Cat, да.
This is Crystal Point on the right, made famous lately by a Pokemon Go.
Yeah, I haven't heard. Is it kicking back up this summer, or did it die at the end of the season?
I think it never went away. People got them. Got them more catchable. But my son still picked up the
Oh,
So it's kind of like a
there's a great blue heron over there by the coast. We could stop at the lighthouse of Pontoon sits at the top.
okay.
Кому это Стелла?
On the QT down low.
А это ж,
Yeah,
в 1813 году была битва
yeah. I think
Erie.
you'd like it.
Ниагара
I
наша,
haven't been.
когда,
I haven't
Ага, ага.
когда строили флот, и когда
Yeah, on the
французы с англичанами бились.
board.
Морское сражение,
им.
морское, озерное, большое озерное сражение.
Third and fourth we sailed
И вот
to
это
seven.
И чистят.
broke 200.
Она здесь стоит с какого-то, с начала прошлого века. Давно.
Да видно, что сильно
That boat
старая.
there's heading out into the channel.
Она горит вверху, нет?
Нет, там ничего нет.
And that's one of the largest cranes on the Great Lakes. It can lift over 750,000 pounds.
Wow.
So it can easily lift a locomotive from General Electric. And there's that lake barge is still there, so they must be doing a lot of repair on it. A couple of years ago, we had I think was it 3,000 feet? No, that's 300-foot barge from Russia on the dock there, and they were doing repairs on the second floor.
Это потому что ты встал.
And the houseboat community is ahead in Horseshoe Pond. When it started, it was at the bay, Presque Isle Bay, at the Erie, when you first come on. And the people that built those houseboats there were from the Baltic Sea region, and they worked on the docks and the shipping and the fishing industry. And now we only have 22 boats left, but there were, one time 40 or 50 of the houseboats. And at one time they could only go from one family member to another. A lot of the people from the Russian Orthodox Church worked in the fishing docks, so we have a lot of Slavs that used to own the houseboats.
Много очень таких домиков, где была с русской православной церкви.
Сдают.
Умеют домики строить.
Такой тройка, что ли? Или какая русская православная?
Совсем.
Русская православная у нас одна
Тройка.
церковь.
Ну, тройка называется.
Тройка это фестиваль называется.
А церковь тоже тройка называется.
Нет, церковь называется совсем по-другому.
Это деду так хочется.
А я называю тройкой.
Не-не-не.
Так эти домики можно на лето снимать, да?
Нет, это частные домики.
А, просто они живут тут. А как же они ездят? Она же закрывается, дорога на Пенинсулу.
Дорога не закрывается, не помните.
Ну как же, говорят, до 9 и все.
There that's,
Ну, у них свои.
А сами ездят, короче.
Конечно, есть. У них лодки. Она
Кому-то разрешено,
на
кому-то
лодку
запрещено.
сядет, поплывет. Да.
Can you say
Туда не пойдет? Вот туда не пойдет?
have the leaves gone?
Назад?
Все назад, хватит.
You saw it, I think, the first week or two, right?
Они там еще приобретали другую затойку.
It would be closer, yeah, kitty corner to the left of that stack.
Cool looking, like all the green glass and then the map. It looks like a we did see a beaver last week in Lagoons, so hopefully we'll see them tonight.
And the water now is almost at a record all-time ever height. We certainly are higher than in 1985 when it was here. But usually you can see about 18 inches of the side of the pier, and there's actually a little beach at the end of the crystal point. Which I saw earlier.
Не бачу.
So you can have a motor here, but you cannot take that boat that they have into the lagoons.
Ну, похоже, он.
No gas powered vehicles in there unless you're an emergency vehicle. A little hard out. Flickers, 3 flickers. There's another one just went up. Yeah, I like that. That's one of my favorites.
Обдирает свою шкуру. И все равно лезут это.
Nice idea,
обгорать.
but now that I know that it's, it has a purpose, but also that.
No. No, I'm fine.
Swimming dolphins. I like them. Paris was originally in Paris? Yeah. Yeah, the beavers are the first ones to bring down here.
The hunting here for pontoon or not? No. Not here, not in Peninsula?
You can get some, there's a season. Yeah, there's a season.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they have duck hunting on the park, so, yeah, in the fall, they'll shut off part of the park for, the early part of a couple days, and then they have duck blinds.
I'm for children in the woods.
Lodges, and then also for smacking that there's danger. And there's a sting mound right over there. And you can see little trails that are going off. That would be where they would go into. So when they dredge some of this is where some of the dredge materials went, because that wasn't there before they dredged the material, or the
Мы сейчас увидим большой.
waterway.
Didn't the beavers steal a picnic table once?
Pardon me?
Didn't the beavers steal a picnic table once?
Yeah, before this was closed to motorboats, the motorboats people used to, haul their boats and skiers around this island, and there were picnic tables up there. So when they closed it off to motorboats, back at the, we can show you when we go back that way, but there was a beaver lodge started. And so part of the picnic table and a canoe paddle were part of the beaver lodge for a while. But that would have been back in the 70s, so that was a while ago. And then 3 years ago, they were building that for 3 years, and then this year, because the water's so high, it's gone. It's been destroyed by the high water. But they're probably going someplace else. So, yeah, we have about 20. How many beaver do we have? About 60 beaver on the park. 40, 46. I'm trying to remember.
Людей тут нет. Паша.
Do we have a bears here?
We've had bear kind of stroll through, kind of like take the scenic tour and go off. They don't really live here. We do have them out in the county, away from the park, but the only way they come here is just if they get off track. Just like, we get deer in the city. Last spring, I think a deer actually got. Yeah, so they eat mostly vegetables, maybe an occasional frog or, something like that. But they live as a family, so
There's always a mom and papa that are together, and then they have about 3 or 4 kits a year.
Это русло, где ходят, они
And the kids stay with their family like maybe 3 or 4 different years, and they help the mother collect food and take care of the babies. And then when they get about 3 or 4 years old, then they want to have white in that. Very nice.
А это как острова, да? Вокруг вода.
100 miles away, and they live here on the park. Oh, that was cool. Because, you know, the flying are insectivores. That's cool. I've never seen them do that. Take a bite and then drop it and catch it again. So all of these swallows that we see flying close to the water, that's where they catch the bugs. There's a lot of dragonflies this year, but that's what it keeps us from getting any bug bites on the water. So after 10 years, I've never got one mosquito bite out here.
I like these guys already.
Что он говорит, комары.
We also have an eagle's nest down at Erie State Park, about 8 miles from the top of the hill.
А Пашка сказал, что туда не пускали, да? И каноэ не пускали. Он говорит нет.
These boat landings that we've gone by, that's at the end of some trails. We have 21 trails on the park, so a lot of people will walk the trails and they'll fish back here. Up in the friendly that was brought to the park by Boy Scouts, and I thought it was going to be like habitat, but it choked out all the cattails, a lot of the reeds and stuff, and so they finally found an herbicide that just affects the Phragmites because it just chokes everything out, and it's like a 10 or 12 foot high plant that has like a horsetail at the top, and so this is what's left of it after 3 winters. But since we've gotten rid of most of it, all of our rushes and cattails are coming back. We have wild rice on the park again. So yeah, that was an invasive plant that was brought here thinking it would do good, and it did not.
Как капсин, как это, мазь какая-то, да? Идет. Это с воды.
Oh, there you go.
А, ну да, воровать траву.
Look at him, Daddy.
Nice.
It's amazing to see them. Look at him really good.
On a Friday night. And look at all those swamp roses, how pretty they are. I haven't put down any blackbird. In this section, there's a so we have to get the right page for it. Right. And there's another
Well, look at this little guy.
reed there.
He's, when we get past him, look at he's standing right on top of that reed. Isn't that amazing that that tiny little thing can support him?
I know, look at that.
That was probably 8 to 10 feet. On the previous years when it gets really dry, you know, it could be as little as 6 feet. You know, and then that's when we wouldn't be able to go to a lot of places because the water would be low and the water plants would get too high and it would make it too much and it would choke up the motor blade. But yeah, this year it's like pretty deep.
Обычно меньше, потому что вода сейчас высокая.
Два моих розовых.
But they're going to be dredging it sometime in the next several years. They have fund and stuff for it because I think when they initially dredged it, it was 12 to 14 feet, 100. Well, about 80 some years ago, and then it's since filled in because it's a 9-mile loop, so the water, sediment and stuff will travel and make the
80 лет
channel
назад
deeper.
они здесь трагами чистили. Было 12-15 фитов глубины вообще. Ну это было. Вот, так что, может быть, они могут потом почистить чуть-чуть, если совсем мельчает.
Okay.
Ну, обычно здесь должно быть очень много комары. Они, наверное, их травят.
Вот они и говорят, очень много ласточек, говорят. Они, говорит, пожирают все, говорят. Все комары, всех стрекоз, говорят.
Ну да, личинок, наверное.
Да, ну все поедают.
Red
Вот они, вот ласточки.
Ага. Что она сказала?
Смотрите, что, говорит, еще может быть бобер появится.
Ага. А как по-английски бобер?
Био.
Бьем.
Going towards boat dock number 7. No, 6, I'm sorry. I mean, the color, the chest color. Mark it down. That way, that works pretty sure. We'll go with them next week. We're going to do something a little different. We have a couple extra minutes, so we're just going to go down here and see if we can see something in Big Pond. See, Big Pond, and then when we turned around, that's Long Pond. So they were not connected. They were separate bodies of water. And then in the 1930s, the Erie Army, the Army Corps of Engineers came in and made all of these channels that connected. Like that was Raccoon Pond, and there was, you know, the different ponds. So that opened it all up. And so from this open water to the hardwood trees there, that's called succession. So when you go from each stage of development, you go from open water to reeds and marsh, and it gets marshier, and then you have the marsh grasslands and the softwoods, and then you go to hardwood. That's like a 300-year progression. that natural succession.
Говорит, в 30-е годы
And there used to be some
морские
beaver
инженеры
lodges
это все
back in
сделали.
here also.
А как же туда попасть, если оно не соединяется? Как же туда мы попадаем?
And now's
Мы
the
что,
time
с
of day
озером
deer would
связаны?
be coming down to the
Там,
water,
может быть, не
so
связано
we'll
с
see.
озером. Там
А,
нету.
просто отдельно стоит и все, да?
Здесь не все с озером связано.
And those little football-shaped leaves are called bladderwort, and they have roots that go down from the top of the water, and little fish and frogs swim through the roots, and that catches them, and that's like a Venus flytrap catches flies. That catches little animals underneath the water.
Which ones?
The bladderwort.
These ones right here, the short ones?
Yeah, the flat ones laying on the water.
Oh, okay.
And then if you see through the trees, that's right over to the city of Erie. That's about 2 miles. Oh yeah. There's geese back.
What do male and female geese look like?
Well, pretty much the same. There's different kinds of geese, but the Canada geese kind of look the same with the black, the ones we've been seeing a lot of with the black head and the long necks and all the little babies. There were some up here. We're going to drive right by them. I'll go slow so you can look at them more closely, okay? And then we saw some graveyard pond. If you have to watch out for geese because sometimes they're kind of ornery and they will chase you and bite you, especially when they have little babies. So you have to be real careful around them. And also they eat over 4 pounds of green stuff every day and they poo every 7 minutes. So that's something kids usually like.
4 паунда зелени едят все время. И каждые 7 минут, говорит, серый.
Кто?
Гусь.
А, ну да. Они такие. Это гуси.
Yeah, but it was all stuff. Well, I didn't think it would look much bigger than a yeah,
Ну,
like
как
a
первое впечатление, нормально?
robin
Конечно.
size. But I don't.
Интересно,
Не
а как?
укачивает.
Нет, хорошо.
Yeah, but it was not. It wasn't thick enough in the torso for.
И там Ксюшенька в гордом одиночестве.
Oh, there was. That's a pretty awesome. It looks like an octopus or something.
It does.
Kind of and snags, if you're ever out hiking, snags are a good place to look for birds, especially hunting birds will be there, or like a flock of birds that are. Okay. Yeah, see all that goose poo on the dock?
Get rid of all that.
Look at your eyes and see all the different size. And the large ones would be the adults, and then there's kind of a middle range one. Those would be like the teenagers that would have been they're probably almost 2 months old, and then there's some of the little kind of cream or buffy colored small ones, and those are probably only a couple weeks old. You can see like right here how little they are. They don't have real feathers yet. They're still kind of have down on them.
Шестая номер, видишь, пристани. А?
But at one time, Canada geese would fly south in a big V, and when they make their call, it's like a big honking sound. They sound like a pack of coonhounds. But now with climate change, most of them stay here year round. And so you have a lot of competition for food. So every fall they'll have a lottery, and they'll have a couple mornings where you could come and hunt on the park.
23 оленя здесь.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, so we have...
маленькая территория.
Ну да.
Много не могут. И они дерутся за еду, за фуд, там, за все, понимаешь?
Ну да.
Yeah, so we've had all kinds of deer. When I used to rollerblade when I was younger, there used to be an albino deer on the park. It was kind of neat. I saw it a couple of times. It was kind of neat.
When I was, this is last Friday, and I drove by home, beach, across the beach 10, it's just a jump across the huge one, big one.
Yeah.
Just a jump across the road.
Yeah, they eat pretty well here. But if you look straight ahead, do you see where the grass is, the reeds, and then there's the tree line? There's a path that starts at the lighthouse and goes all the way over to this end of the park, and that's sidewalk trail. And they had to build it up so that the lighthouse keeper, that's how he got to town. He'd walk 1.5 miles and then he'd get a boat and go to Erie because there were no roads out here. So that's the highest elevation on the park. That's 6 to 8 feet. I got a picture in it. They made these big mounds, banked, and then they lined it with paper. And usually we've seen some great green herons down there over
Посмотрели.
Теперь можете днем сюда приехать, и веселее, людей много.
Ну, солнышко, конечно.
Солнышко, людей больше. Все плавают на лодках, на досках плавают.
Вот тут лодки спускают свои машины, приезжают. Мы видели вот эти. А это катамараны, да? Стоят, глянь. Плавать.
Разные.
Маленькие.
Да, и разные.
We might bump.
It's okay.
Want me to just give you a butt kick?
Да, большие.
Stay seated until we get it tied off.
Просто чтобы сидели пока.
And then when you leave the boat, if you would carry your life preservers up and put them by the doors of the shanty up there.
Положили спасательные, там на столе.
Мгм.
Вот и сделаем. Сейчас расскажу.
Да. Засиделись, ноги и задница болит.
Нормально, да? Понравилось? Все хорошо?
Очень хорошо. Спасибо, детки.
In there? Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for coming. Thank you, thank you.